Okay, so now let us start with a problem where sigma equal to a comma b, and I want to construct a DFA in which all strings starts and ends with different symbol. Okay, which means the language is nothing but if the string is going to start with a, it should end with b. If the string is going to start with b, it should end with a, right? So just write down the language. The language is containing set of all strings which are going to start with a and then end with b, ab, or which are going to start with b and end with a. The language is not going to contain a. The reason is it is going to start with a and end with a, but then it is going to contain any such strings. Let us say a, b, in the middle there can be a, or a, b, in the middle there can be b, right? So on. Finite or infinite? Infinite, right? So let's try to give finite automata. If the language is infinite, we don't know whether we'll be able to give finite automata or not. Now there are two ways. One is all these strings which are starting with a should end with b, and all these strings which are starting with b should end with a. So one way is if it is starting with a, it should end with b, accept it. Other way is if it is starting with b, it should end with a. Fine, so I'll accept it. Okay, now is this a DFA? It is not a DFA because it is not complete. It is incomplete DFA. Let's complete it. Now A is complete because you have shown what happens on A as well as B. What about B? At B you have shown what happens on small b. It is nothing but you are accepting it. But what if I get small a here? Even if I get any number of a's after a, I can still end it with b and accept it. After a, I can get any number of a's and still I can get b and I can accept it. Why? It is starting with a and ending with b. Now the state b is complete. What about C? See this. How did we reach C? C accepts set of all strings which are ending with b, which means the last one should be b. So once you have reached C, you might have seen AB, and if you see a after it, again it has to see a B. If you see a, it has to see a B. Always C will ensure that we are ending with A, and A will ensure that this path is starting with A and this path is starting with B. Now if you are in state C, which means you have seen AB and you are in state C, and if you see a B, any number of b's, it is nothing but ending with b. Therefore any number of b's, I'll accept it. See this, how is it acting is, A is going to act as a traffic police. So it is going to send set of all strings starting with A this side and set of all strings starting with B this side. Okay, and B is going to wait for a B, and once a B comes, it will think that that is the last B and it will send us to C. C is going to act as the accepting state and C waits for B, which means C accepts all the strings which are ending with B. Any number of B's, they are ending with B. If I get a, go back and wait for a B. Right? Fine. Is this complete? No. Let's talk about D. So if I get any number of, see, B, for D you have shown what happens on B. Now what happens on small b at D? Now we have seen small b, and then if you see a, you are going to accept it. In the middle I can get any number of b's, because even if I get any number of b's, it is starting with b and ending with a. Therefore I am going to write it like this. Isn't it? Okay. Now what about E? At E we have reached E by seeing a. So E accepts set of all strings which are ending with a, starting with B and ending with A. So how can I accept? So what can I do if I get A? Any number of A's, it is simply ending with A. Why? Because you have reached E by seeing B, after that any number of A's, and finally 1A. After this any number of B's, AB followed by any number of B's and followed by A. Now if any number of A's, yes, you are going to accept it. If I get a B again, I should again go back and wait for A because it is not ending with A. So remember this, C will accept a string if it is ending with B, and E will accept a string if it is ending with A. So in C, if I get a I have to again wait for B. In E, if I get a B, I have to again wait for A.